Hello friends! So today is a very exciting day. This video is a very exciting video because it is the first episode of my fat loss series! Woo! So basically, I am starting a little fat loss phase myself. So through this series, not only am I going to teach you a lot of the essentials, a lot of the things that allow me to be successful with this, but you're also gonna obviously see me put it into practice. So you're gonna learn everything from how I set up my nutrition, how I set my goals, fat loss workouts, supplements, timing meals, different strategies like diet breaks, what things are most important in nutrition, and literally just anything that comes up along the way that will help you in your own journey. So let's get started. Today is Sunday, so it's like the first official day that I'm starting, and you're gonna see how I'm not only setting up for the week to ensure it goes smoothly, but also obviously you're gonna see how I just kind of like get the ball rolling, get things going. So let us begin. Okay, so first we are going to talk about nutrition, and the golden rule is that you want to always start at the highest calories you possibly can while still seeing results. So I'm not going to say, oh, let's start at 1200 calories, so I'm starving and dying. No, I'm going to start at a very mild deficit. And yeah, what this does is it makes things more sustainable, because if you start super low and you hit a plateau, that rhymed, then there's not really anywhere to go. Whereas say if I start with 1900 calories, which is what I'm starting with, there's so much like wiggle room there. So that's what you do. You keep everything just kind of modest, and then you stick to it for a few weeks, and then you adjust accordingly. So like I said, I'm gonna do 1900 calories. Now, not everybody can lose body fat on this amount. I know in the past I definitely couldn't have, but because I have built up a lot of muscle, I've noticed over the years, just consistent heavy training, consistent building muscle, I've been able to lose body fat on more calories. So, little tidbit there, gain muscle and your life is gonna be a lot better in terms of calories. So yeah, I'm gonna start with 1900 and see where that takes me. It's gonna be slow for sure, but I'm not in any hurry. So those are my calories. Now protein, I will do about and I'll be in a range, 130 to 140 grams of protein. I don't know what I weigh. I'm probably around 140. So yeah. When I'm planning out my food, I may even end up having some days over that in protein. I may do like 150 even, but we'll see. We'll look into that later, because I will be showing you how I'm planning my food for the week. And that's pretty much it. So then obviously from there, if you guys don't know, all I do for myself and my clients, and it works, sorry, I'm like really fidgeting. It works really well, is we just track protein and calories, and as long as you're sticking to those two numbers, things just fall into place. So it's nothing, you don't need to stress about the carbs and fats, because they literally cannot be too high unless you're over your calories. And maybe if you're like way under protein too, because that's very important, which you will hear a lot about in the future. So that's the nutrition. For me, I'm always someone who always drinks a lot of water because I'm just always thirsty. Now I want some. So, I don't have to like set any specific goals for that. But if you are somebody who does not drink a lot of water, then you should set some kind of goals for that. So you could if you're someone who like currently drinks no water, get like a bigger water bottle and aim to drink 1 or 2 a day. Really a good way to know if you are drinking enough water is if your pee is semi-clear. You actually don't want it crystal clear apparently, because it's just, that means you're like kind of on the side of overdoing it. Sometimes that happens to me. It's all right. Moving on. But yeah, that's kind of a good way to gauge it. But start slow. Again, if you're not used to drinking water, don't expect yourself to be like drowning yourself in water. Just start drinking a little more. A good way to kind of ensure you do it is to set a goal, like say, let's drink a cup of water before every meal. So then even if you kind of forget to drink the rest of the day, at least you're you're like attaching the habit to something that you're gonna be doing anyways, so it kind of gets you into the swing of it. So yeah, workouts. I mean, nutrition, that's super simple. Calories, protein, that's it. So workouts. What I do for my workouts is 4 times a week weight training. Now, right now I'm trying out a full body split, which is different from what I'm used to, but we'll see how it goes. So that's what I'm doing. And then I try to do, I will be, actually no, I've been walking a lot lately, but my goal is to hit a minimum of 10K steps a day. I mean, give or take. Some days it might be like down to 8K, and then some days it may be over, but staying active, that's kind of like the main takeaway here, is you still want to remain active outside of the gym. So around 10K steps-ish a day. And then cardio, it's kind of gonna be, at this point in time, something where it's just like, if I feel like it. Like, I think I'm gonna try to do 1 to 2 20-minute steady state sessions a week, but we'll see. And if anything, sometimes too, it could go the other way. I could end up doing more simply just because I really see cardio as like a nice stress reliever. So similar to calories, you don't want to be starting with as much cardio as you possibly can. You start small and then you can always decrease. Because again, if you're starting with like an hour of cardio a day and 1,200 calories, where the heck are you gonna go from there? Nowhere, you're gonna die. So that's what you do. You start higher for calories, lower for cardio, and then as you need to lower calories, you could also raise up cardio. Woo! So that's pretty much the gist of it. So they're just simple goals. I have my daily goal of calories, protein, drinking enough water, steps, and that's all. So what I'm gonna do now is pre-plan my food for the week. So this really sets you up for success, because I find once I'm kind of in the swing of things, I don't necessarily need to plan every single meal, but I find if you've been a little more relaxed and not as disciplined with what you eat and kind of just doing whatever you want, it's a lot harder to stick to your calorie and protein goal if you haven't planned what you're gonna eat, because you're just so in the habit of just like being like, la da 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 da. So it's so easy to just get off track. Whereas if you have everything planned, I even find it just helps me stay focused, because I'll often plan a delicious meal for nighttime. So even if I have some cravings, I think like, oh, well, a delicious meal is coming. It's coming. So that's step 1. We plan out our meals. Now, like I said, as I go along, I might not plan as precisely, but for starting off, it is the key. Now, another thing that makes things easier, this depends on the type of person you are, but if you plan to have, if you're somebody really busy, it's a lot easier if you just kind of plan to eat similar things every day. And again, this might sound like super boring, but it's not like we're eating plain chicken breast and broccoli every day. We have like fun, delicious, exciting meals, so you'll still have stuff to look forward to. And sometimes too, like I'll plan the whole day, but then obviously as things go, I can change it as long as I'm staying within my numbers. So that's something I recommend. So you could do like, it's almost like a meal plan for yourself. Like you'll plan to eat the same things every day 1 week, and then the next week you can eat something else to kind of prevent that boredom. But again, you still know in your head that it doesn't have to be rigid, because you are tracking protein and calories. So if you want something else, you can have it. So from there, what you want to do is set up your meals so it is easy to stick to and fits with your schedule. So if some bullshit article said, oh, you have to eat 6 small meals, meh, 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 and you're on the go and that's impossible, do not do that. That's stupid. Like if you enjoy eating that way, then that's fine. But if you do not, then just don't do it. So that's what I do. Here's what I've done to make my life easier, and some of this is trial and error, so you might have to do the same, but I know from experience what works for me in terms of making things easier to adhere to. So that's how I'm gonna set up my day. So the first thing is that I know I like to eat more at night, because that's when I have more cravings. So what I do is save a larger portion of my calories for nighttime, and I'll have something more exciting, like a macro-friendly treat, which we will be seeing in the series and probably later in this video. So we do that. We save not only not only, sorry, there's a car driving by my driveway. We save not only a higher amount of calories for the evening, but we make it something like really exciting. Really exciting. And you're like, oh my God, I get this delicious meal. So that's what we do there. And then I also, I don't like to sit down and eat so many times during the day. I'm a busy bee. It's just, and like if I keep stopping, it breaks my focus. So what I do is, it's not like formal intermittent fasting, but it's like in the style of intermittent fasting. So I will wake up, typically mid-morning, maybe like 8 or 9, I will have my green juice or my green powder, whatever it is, and a protein shake. But then I won't actually eat my first meal until like a little bit after around noon-ish, roughly. And that's like my first big meal, which is always eggs and toast, and it's friggin' delicious. And then I'll have like some other meal later, and then like my nighttime amazing meal. So really it's like 3 big meals and a protein shake. So yeah, that makes things super easy for me. It's like so effortless, and yeah, that's about it. So you just want to plan your meals so you feel satisfied and so it's easy to stick to. So now let's actually look at how I am going to plan my meals. And spoiler alert, it's quick and easy because I am not a fan of extensive meal prep. I don't like cooking. No, the only thing I cook is eggs. So this is gonna be pretty easy. If you're someone who doesn't like to cook, good news. I only cook eggs and sometimes protein pancakes. So yeah, that's what we do. So now let's go into planning my food. So what I do first is plan out the nightly treat, because if you're saving calories for a treat, it makes sense to plan it first. So I decided that I'm gonna do 2 different nightly treats. So one of the days it's gonna be protein pancakes, because I freaking love protein pancakes. I don't know why I said that so weirdly. And then I'm looking at my Knockout Body recipe book. And then I'm also gonna be doing a low carb mini cheesecake. Now this is a dessert, a macro friendly dessert that I have never tried before, but it is in my recipe book. So I'm super excited to try it. That is the great thing about my own recipe book, that there's so many things in it that I forget things exist, and then it's like finding something new. So that's what I've done here. I'm found my 2 macro-friendly, delicious nightly treats. So that was step 1. And then what I'm gonna do next is plan my first big meal, because I just love that meal, and I do actually like that meal to be pretty yummy as well. It's like my eggs and toast and avocado and veggies. It's just so good. So I'll plan that next, just to ensure that the calories are there and available. And then kind of like, it's like kind of the middle stuff that I don't care if it's really amazing. Those meals are more so just to hit the protein and the veggies. Whereas like the first big meal and the last big meal, those are just like the things you look forward to. So I'm gonna do that, and then you will see. I'll keep you updated on what I plan. Oh God. I'm stuck in wire. Okay, so we have the essentials planned. I've put in my eggs, my big beautiful breakfast. It's pretty big, it's 627 calories. So sometimes what I'll do is I will save some of the extra egg whites and broccoli and eat it a little later. So yeah, it's a big meal, but sometimes I won't eat it in one sitting, but it depends. So yeah, we have that, and then I planned like my little supplements that I always have, like the calories for my pre-workout, my green powder, my protein powder, and yeah, so those are my essentials. So now I just kind of have to plan the middle meal, and then that's it. That's it, woohoo! It's gonna be like probably edamame and tuna related, so I'll let you know in a moment. Okay, so we've finished planning our days. So what we have, I added in my little middle meal, is edamame and tuna, as I said, some I have a bunch of frozen bagged veggie blends at home right now already, and it's like a bean and carrot medley, so I'm just gonna stick with that. So I planned that in there, and then some avocado and rice. It's like the microwavable instant fast rice, because as I said, we don't cook over here. Even though rice is easy, like I just, no. I wanna just throw it in the microwave and run away. So that's it. So basically our totals for calories, I've left myself with a little bit of wiggle room. The first day has ended up at 1885 calories. So I think I never, again, with calories, nutrition labels round up, things are inaccurate. So even if you're like 1900 on the dot, you're not actually. So it's always gonna kind of be within a range. Like I might be 1950 sometimes, and that's not a big deal. So I actually did end up with 153 protein without really even trying. So that's what we're gonna go with. And then the day 2 is same thing, but just the cheesecake at night, the Greek yogurt cheesecake, and the calories for that day. So the protein is 149. And the calories are 1850. So again, I do like to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. So that's what we've done. So again, the protein bread that I do like eating, it's sold out very often. So if that ends up being sold out, I'll just be eating like regular bread, and it won't really make much of a difference. I'll just make some tiny little adjustments, but that's it for that. That's it for that. That's my food plan. So as you can see, it's like stuff that I can look forward to. The meal with the eggs and toast. I love it. The edamame, the least exciting one is the edamame and rice and tuna. But even so, it's not like a horrific meal. Because then after that, I get my desserts of either protein pancakes or the, I keep forgetting what it's called, low carb mini cheesecake. Except mine's not even like low carb because I put a lot of whipped cream and cereal in it, so it's exciting. It's exciting. So yeah, that is it. So that's gonna be super easy to stick to, and it's gonna be a good week, you guys. It's gonna be a good week. Do not mind my change of appearance. It's been a couple hours. I did some cardio, so I changed my clothes, put on my other warm cozy sweater, and oh, there's a protein bar on my sleeve. That was supposed to be a trick. I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve. No, but that was actually to tell you that I have to stay tuned for the next episode, because I have a lot of fun little tips up my sleeves. So it's gonna be great. One of the things I'm gonna talk about is certain types of foods that make the fat loss process easier. I don't know how to speak, and that's it. It's going to end, this video is gonna end right here. So please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one of Leaner with Laura. See you next time on Leaner with Laura. Bye guys!